How's it going, guys? Welcome to Onslaught Reviews. My name is Adam, and today we're talking about Netflix movies. Okay, so last night I sat down and watched a couple new Netflix movies that came out within the last couple weeks. And the first one I wanted to talk about in this video is Triple Frontier. Alright, so the basic premise of this movie is Oscar Isaac's character has been trying to take down this drug lord for years, and he finally has figured out where his compound is. And he puts together a group of ex-military guys made up of Ben Affleck, Charlie Hammond, that one dude from Game of Thrones, and some other guy, to basically go in Black Ops style, take him out, and pretty much try and get away with as much money as they can. And nothing goes right in this movie for them. But I'll get into that in a second. So that's the basic premise of this movie. So, alright, let's get into it. So, the first thing is, I actually think the cast did a really good job. You know, between Oscar Isaac, Ben Affleck, Charlie Hammond, and the other guys, they all have a real chemistry with them, and I think they're really the reason that they carry this movie, you know what I mean? You know, if you enjoy this movie, it's because of these guys, it's because of their chemistry and their bond within the confines of the movie, and they really sell themselves as this team, and they really sell that they have, you know, a lot of history together and a real kind of camaraderie and real kind of brotherhood between them. So that was one of the things that I really enjoyed about the movie. Another thing that I liked about this movie is visually it looks really good. Between the awesome aerial shots of like the jungle and stuff like that, and just really good pacing with the action and stuff like that. There's not a lot of shaky cam. You're very much in there with the action. There's nothing that really is overly jarring and stuff like that. So, as far as the cinematography is concerned, like I said, with the action, the way it's shot, and the visuals, it looks really good. Now, unfortunately, that's kind of where it stops with me for my positives, because, like I said, if you've seen trailers for this movie, it very much looks like an action adventure kind of movie. Like it's like non-stop kind of pace. Not so much. It's very, short bursts of action, and then a lot of slow in the middle. And then more short bursts of action and slow in the middle, and then short bursts of action and slow in the middle. And a lot of dialogue. This is a very kind of dialogue-heavy movie between all the actors, and then every once in a while, you know, some crazy shit goes down. And I think the movie kind of suffers a little bit for that. So, the story. The best way I can describe the story without really kind of giving away too much, how everything goes down, is, this movie kind of reminds me of, like, Ocean's 11, but if they got away with the money, and then everything past that just went horribly, horribly wrong. You know, no one really, I mean, you know, they mostly make it out okay, but, you know, they don't really make it out all that well. And yeah, I mean, it's honestly, it's kind of a story that we've seen before. If you ever heard of that movie Three Kings with George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg, and Ice Cube from way back in the day, it kind of plays off kind of like that. So if you've ever seen that movie, that's kind of what this movie is. Just, it feels more realistic, to be honest. I mean, with most action movies, everything has to be overblown and overplayed, and almost kind of cartoonish, you know what I mean? But this movie is played for realism. You know, even how the action is played off, like I said before, it's very short bursts of action, then slow moving. I think that plays to the realism in this movie, that this movie feels like it could happen. Like, these kind of things probably do happen, you know, in the confines of, like, you know, Black Ops military missions and stuff like that, and you know, basically, like, ex-military guys basically, getting into stuff that they probably shouldn't. You know, it's a very plausible kind of situation that I could see probably happening, so, I mean, that's kind of a plus for realism, but ultimately, it just slows the movie down, and it's just lackluster. That's what it is, it's lackluster. Ultimately, I did enjoy this movie, but like I said, this is mainly based on the cast. The cast was really cool. They did a really good job with what they had. The dialogue between a lot of these characters was really interesting. It really kind of shows their bond as, you know, a team, and as like kind of like a small little fraternity or brotherhood, you know what I mean? And that's pretty much it. I mean, freaking, like I said, it's not a terrible movie, but it's not great. And that being said, I think I'd give this movie 3 stars. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. Frickin' my next video is going to be on The Dirt, which also came out on Netflix recently. The Motley Crue documentary style kind of movie, so, you know, stay tuned for that. And if you guys like this video, obviously, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that fun stuff. And if you want to follow me on Instagram or Twitter, the handle is Adam_Onslaught1. And I will see you guys in the next video.